You are listening to the USDN on the DFPN.
It's a trap!
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the USDN podcast, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people, and in a universe where survival means outrunning your past. A thief crashes into a world that should not exist, a world of monsters, of predators, of extinction level dangers. Oh, and dinosaurs roam free, and something far worse is hunting him. Tonight, we witness the end of a saga, the final chapter, the final choice, and the truth behind Escape to Earth. The Council of Nerds is now in session. Steve, welcome to the council, my friend.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's an honor to be here. And are we going to rag on Star Wars? I'm confused. Here, I got a real hot take. Kathleen Kennedy ruined Star Wars. No one's ever said that before, right?
Oh, no, I think that was actually chiseled in stone by Moses in the commandments.
Oh, wait, no.
Pretty sure that one happened.
Comics, right? Comics?
Yeah, not just comics, though. Your finale of Escape to Earth, issue number 5, man. How does that feel?
It feels great. And I feel like I've been working on this comic for many years. And it has been a few years. I think the first Kickstarter was in 2022, and then there was obviously a bit of work that went in before it actually came to a Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it feels great, and I like how ultimate and final that you're making it sound in like the promos and whatnot. But there can and probably will be sequels and prequels and solo stories.
We're getting ahead of ourselves on that one. That comes later. We'll talk about that.
Sure.
But for everybody just now getting to meet Steve, who is Steve and how did you get into comic books?
Oh, man. Steve Honeycutt is usually an actor and performer. Just a guy with a lot of creative energy who doesn't normally talk about himself in the third person. But yeah, I've always loved comics. But I think before we can read, we can watch cartoons and get attracted by the bright colors and stuff like that. And of course, like in, I think 89 is when the TMNT animated series was on, and I was obsessed with it, like most kids around that era. And I think my very first like non-Archie comic book was actually an Archie TMNT. Do you remember when they were publishing TMNT back then?
Oh yeah.
It was like a digest that no, actually at the time it was the full comic. It was very confusing because there was like a floating cow head, and for some reason Raphael was black and they were wearing these weird wrestling outfits. I discovered later when I read like the full run that they had been professional wrestlers on like a far off planet or something before they came back to Earth. But anyway, that was like the first ever superhero comic. That wasn't like an Archie and Veronica that my mom got from the grocery store or whatever. And then I slowly sort of discovered the Marvel heroes and DC and stuff because I'm the eldest and I didn't have an older brother to tell me about that stuff. And my parents are normies. They never read comics. So I sort of just had to discover them myself, basically.
Yeah, I think my first comics were in a shoebox that my grandpa found while cleaning out an old abandoned, like a house that somebody had bought and was paying him to renovate. And
Ooh,
he
that
found
sounds
this shoebox of comics in like a random closet in that house. And so that was like my first foray into
I
comic
imagine it
books.
was like two shoe boxes. One was filled with comics, the other was filled with porn, and he just happened to give you
Probably,
the yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Or maybe it was
No,
a box of heavy metal, which is both comics and porn, but or erotica.
yeah. But yeah, I think which is funny because I say that, but my very first Atari that I ever got was actually found in the same way, and it was unopened OG Atari that was he had found in a closet, unopened, which he thinks was probably a Christmas present, and the parents just forgot about it or didn't remember it. Then I forgot why the house was abandoned at that point, but that's how I ended up with an Atari, which was kind of cool too. It came with Pong. I think
That is a
I
win.
wore that. Dude, I'll wear that thing out. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, video consoles were not easy to come by for free back in the late 80s and 90s.
Oh, absolutely not. I remember like celebrating the hell out of getting a Nintendo like maybe 6 years after it had originally came out.
Sure, absolutely.
But so when did storytelling first click for you?
I mean, did it ever click? No. I in the 90s, I sort of got I mean, aside from my obsession with comics, I saw the movie Pulp Fiction and discovered the world of like, indie filmmaking for, for
Yeah.
what it was back there in the 90s. And and I always was interested in the making of movies. And I mean, when I was watching like James Bond, when I was like 6 or 8, I was just like, I asked my mom, I'm like, who makes the movies? And she's like, the directors do. And so that sort of also was like a, hey, I want to be a filmmaker someday kind of thing. I read a lot of the screenwriting books back in the 90s because like they were like dropping left and right back then.
Yeah.
Like the Robert Rodriguez book, like how to make like short films at or how to make feature films at used car prices, all like pre-digital stuff where they say like, you have to take out a $5,000 loan, go buy like, actual film negatives and somehow find a film camera and go just shoot your friends or whatever. And then also at the same time, I was like, well, like how could I write comics? But there was like nothing about how to write a comic like back
Not
in
until
the 90s.
I think like the late 90s, early 2000s, I think is when that first book really come out on like comic book writing and art.
Sure.
And
I remember I got the Writing Comics by Peter David book, but I think that might have been early 2000s. And that definitely shed some light on it. By then, I had already been pretty deep into screenplay writing, and it was very almost like painful to go from, saying that, John shoots the guy or John has shot the guy. He holds the gun with a smoking barrel, in a medium like panel 4 on page 6 or whatever. So yeah, like, but then, my son was born. I had already moved out to LA and tried my shot at the entertainment business out here. And I was going to have to like stay home and watch him basically while my wife worked. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to go on a set for like 12 to 14 hours as an actor or anything at that point. So like, what can I do at home that I can use my creative energy or imagination for? And that's when I took the Escape to Earth screenplay and I was like, well, let me try to adapt this into a comic. And actually, I started reaching out to artists, and the guy that I eventually settled with, Antonio, I asked him, I was like, can you work from a screenplay? And he said yes. And I think I just maybe gave him like I let him read the whole thing and then gave him we did the first 8 pages as a teaser. But then from there, I was like, I don't know, I guess a little bit of a control freak. And I realized if I did the actual, comic book style, I could have a lot more control and, hopefully there would be less, second drafts and fixing stuff on his end. So I basically forced myself to learn a version of comic book screenplay writing
Yeah.
at that point. And I mean, I've learned a lot. Like, I've learned that just because you can write a screenplay does not mean it's going to automatically translate to a comic book.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, trust me. I'm teaching myself right now how to do the same thing.
Yeah, I remember, like, I think it was like the Dynamite books, especially because I was reading. I'm a huge fan of the pulps. I love the Shadow and the Phantom and
Oh yeah.
people like that. That's probably another thing that really sort of contributed to my love
You
of
know
comics.
that they're both back out on the shelf right now.
Oh yeah, I've been picking them up here and there. But yeah, I was obsessed with that Shadow Alec Baldwin movie that came out back in the 90s. And the Phantom too. I went and saw it in the theater.
Yeah, same.
Regardless of what people think about the Phantom. I mean, Billy Zane always tries hard, no matter what he's in.
Dude, Billy Zane was excellent in that role, and anybody out there who disagrees can fight me on it.
You ever see Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight?
Yes.
This hits his finest performance. I think.
I would, if it was on right now, I'd be like, hey, we got to go watch this real quick, and then we can come back to this.
At least
because that's how much I like it.
At least up into his speech where he's like, enough of this corn cob, whatever he says, you know?
Yeah.
Classic stuff.
Were you always kind of like drawn to sci-fi and action, or was that just something that happened? You know, this was the story that popped in your head, and it just so happened to be sci-fi and action.
Action, I think, is definitely number one. When I first conceived Escape to Earth as a movie, it was going to be more like and I still hope that it has this kind of feel. It's more of like a Roger Corman, almost like swords and sorcery kind of thing, where with lots of fighting, or maybe even more like Albert Pune. Are you familiar with the work of Albert Pune?
Mm-hmm.
He did Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah.
And like a bunch of other, like, he's just one of those directors. Oh, and also very notoriously the 1990s Captain America. His stuff is
horrible though. Come on,
I know.
man.
Well, all right. There's a story behind it. Apparently, the studio ripped it to shreds, and you can now go online and buy the Albert Pune cut of the 90s Captain America. I mean, I don't know if it's any better.
The Spider-Man from that era too was just absolutely horrid.
Well, that's before. You're thinking of like 70s Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, the 70s Spider-Man, yeah, but the 90s Captain America was not good at all either.
No, I mean, but it's weird. When was the last time you watched it?
Probably the 90s.
I'll
be honest with you, it was probably the 90s.
When the new Captain America came out, the MCU one, I went back and watched it, and it's actually got a lot more serious tone. Like, the action is taken a lot more serious. But
yeah,
anyway, maybe one day if you have the time, just sit back with a 6-pack and give it another shot. But
I'll have to, man, because like I could just remember just how cringe it was, and just like thinking like,
you want to talk about cringe? Have you seen the 70s Captain America with Red Brown?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's way cringier, but they're both.
No, it is. That's why I didn't want to bring that one up. And they're unique with their cringe in their own separate ways, because it's almost the same as that story done two very different ways for the era that it was born in.
But that Captain America van and motorcycle from the 70s, that thing is awesome.
Oh, it's still one of the coolest things ever. You're right about that.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of Albert Pune's filmography is like basically cyborgs in the middle of a jungle fighting each other. Like, he was big during the 90s, the direct-to-video, like cyborg stuff. And for whatever reason, I wanted to bring that back, because I was looking around and I was like, man, they don't make action movies like they used to. They don't make cyborgs fighting each other for no reason in the jungle like they used to. So at least, I mean, and they say for your first screenplay, which, I mean, I would say Escape to Earth was the first one that I kind of completed, I guess after I was out here at least, that you shouldn't go make something super expensive, because, nobody knows who you are. They're not going to give you a lot of money to go make, Star Wars or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, at least if I have it in screenplay format, like the idea will be there, and like maybe later I could find something else to do with it. And thus it ended up as a comic. But then, a lot of rewriting happened along the way because, like, dudes standing around and doing nothing but fighting each other in comic book format, like, can work. But like, there's also a story in there that I had to, like, because the motion is gone, there's no, because it's movies versus comics at that point. So yeah, I did a lot of rewriting. I think in this final Kickstarter coming up, I might offer the screenplay along with like the deluxe digital issue of number 5.
That'd actually be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, if anyone wanted to see like the original incarnation of Escape to Earth, it'll be there, and then you'll have the final, at least comic book version to read yourself.
You know what I want to do, since we're talking about screenplays, I want to read Kevin Smith's Batman screenplay.
I didn't even know he did a Batman. I know he did Superman.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. It is his Superman one. Because I know he, like, in his office, he has that wall of screenplays that he says will probably never be made. And I know one of them is a Superman cut. And I really, really want to read that.
Sure. I mean, he had like that whole tour, like that whole evening with Kevin Smith thing there where, I mean, the whole, I know a lot of that speech or whatever was taken up by him telling the story about him working with, I think it was Guggenheim or whatever at the time.
Yeah,
developing
Guggenheim.
The script. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I was a huge Kevin Smith fan in the 90s. I mean, he's kind of lost a little cred with me over the years. I mean, of course, if I saw him in real life, I would just say hello.
I'd nerd out.
Very polite. Oh yeah, sure. I'm just saying, as far as like, I mean, I wanted to do stuff that I can get excited about, but I'm like, oh, yay, another Jay and Silent Bob. But he did try to do different stuff, and then people weren't into it. So I mean, I really don't blame him.
Which is funny because I like that stuff too.
I did. I mean, like, I liked the Walrus one, Tusk. I liked that one.
Yeah, dude, that was, dude. What's the actor in that movie?
Yeah, that guy, the guy from the old Mac commercials.
But yeah, I mean, he's a certified scream queen at this point because he's done all those B movies and like
the Barbarian. Yeah,
he did the Goosebumps recently, which was really good. Barbarian was really good. Severely underrated movie, in my opinion.
I mean, it launched that director's career because, I mean, everybody loved Weapons.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much so that it now has a spinoff too. So,
for sure.
So you did audio storytelling as well. Why don't you talk about that a little bit with Ray Can't Sleep?
Oh, yes. Yeah, basically, Ray Can't Sleep was, for me, like practice leading up to Escape to Earth, the comic, as far as serialized storytelling is concerned. So before that, the majority of my writing had been, features, a couple others aside from Escape to Earth. I never really wanted to work in like TV or anything like that. But, with a monthly comic, you have to leave them wanting more, at the end of the issue. So they come back. I mean, that's basically serialized storytelling 101. So yeah, I basically just sort of came up with this idea of like this burnt out musician who hasn't slept in a month. He can't understand why. So he goes on this underground conspiracy journey through Hollywood and LA basically. And the reason why he can't sleep is insane, more or less. And it involves reptilians and all other kinds of crazy crap that you could possibly imagine. Now, it's also kind of a comedy on top of it.
That reminds me of a comic book. I can't remember who did it, but it was called Benjamin. It was from Bonnie Press.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was about a screenwriter, I believe, who died. But then he wakes up. And he's like, dude, I know for a fact I'm dead. Why am I here?
Oh, I think I read that first issue. Oh, I never.
That shit was so good. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. It was like out of left field. Like, it was a random on the shelf pull that I did that day. And I was so happy I did. And then I went back the next week at my LCS. I was like, dude, add this to my pulls. He's like, well, it's probably just going to be like, I think it was like 2 or 3 issues or whatever. Like, don't care. If any of it's as good as this first issue was, I want it because it was an amazing read.
I find it funny that, he was like, it's only going to be 2 or 3 more issues. I mean, that's all they do now is limited series, right? I mean, like, at least at Marvel, at least.
Yeah, no, I mean, Psylocke is still going, but I had to stop it after, I think, issue 7 or 8 because it was just like, holy hell. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Did it get
Like,
it got bad? I mean, I sort of skimmed through the first issue because Psylocke
it's not that it got bad. It just, once they get past issue like 6 to me, 5 or 6, it just feels repetitive. And it just felt like it was doing the same thing over and over on the next 3 issues. I was just like,
are you talking about Psylocke Ninja or the one before it?
The one before, the one that was done by Crash.
Oh, I didn't. I thought Psylocke
Ninja's good.
Had potential. Yeah. The one previous, yeah, I couldn't even.
Yeah,
I don't think I can make the first issue.
It wasn't bad, and I think Crash Wong has written better stuff. Like, for sure has written better stuff. And for me, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the intro of the Collector, or like whatever he was calling himself in the first 5 issues, that the first main villain. I just wasn't feeling it as much, but I made it through it. Like, let me just see what's next. And I think it was issue 6 wasn't bad, but then 7 and 8 repetitively were just like, okay, I'm done with this. I can't do it no more.
Well, if you like Psylocke, she's a very heavy inspiration on the female co-lead in Escape to Earth, Ika.
Are we there yet? Oh, we are there, and that's a good segue, man. So let's talk about the birth of Escape to Earth. I love when that kind of stuff happens. But so we got a fugitive thief, alien forcers, a crash landing on a prehistoric Earth, and oh, by the way, freaking dinosaurs. What came first? The idea of dinosaurs or the idea of this man running out of time and options? Because I love the idea and the concept of this whole story. Like, I was so happy when you sent it over. I was like, oh, this is so good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, man, the whole idea, or the germ of the idea, came from, I had read, there was like an article going around, man, this is years ago, that a screenplay sold for like, it got stuck in a bidding war and ended up selling for like a couple million for this ridiculous story about like a retelling of the origin of Santa Claus, like he was some sort of like Viking or warrior or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I need to
But that movie was so cool.
Did it come out?
So that's the origin of the Santa Claus and the dude from Stranger Things, the sheriff.
Oh yeah, I wanted to watch that.
Claus or whatever it is, or the one on Amazon. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of
that's his origin story.
Yeah, there's a lot of hardcore Christmas movies now. Everybody wants to be the next Die Hard. Yeah, but I mean dumb in a good way, because I like big, dumb ideas if they're executed well. Yeah. And I was just like, well, if they want something stupid like that, well, what can I come up with? And I was like, well, I need to come up with a really dumb reason why humans and dinosaurs like existed at the same time. And so I sort of extracted from there. And also I was listening to a lot of podcasts about creating comics at the time, especially utilizing Kickstarter. And I remember some guy was like, oh, if you put dinosaurs in your comics, that definitely helps with the sales. And I was like, okay, sold. I love dinosaurs. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's just sort of extracted from there. Like, as far as, the creation of the characters, I just wanted like a wise Kraken, like Gambit kind of anti-hero. And then Psylocke, but not Psylocke for the female lead. But there's more to her than that.
She's a really dope character, and she's got a fire cover. I'm not even gonna lie. The waterfall cover, amazing.
Oh yeah, that's Sean Forney. He's a fantastic artist. I mean, I can afford him for covers, and that's about it. So for now.
No, I get that, and it's one of those things where, like, I've had so many different like artists and writers on, and I always talk to them, and obviously I talk to them, but every now and then at the end of the show, I will talk about what I'm writing or attempting to write, and they're like, "Oh yeah, if you want a cover, just hit me up." I'm like, I'm gonna hit you up, right?
Hit you up for free?
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I couldn't.
Or maybe at least the bro rate. The bro rate.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because what you do is very valuable. Because like generally, people don't care about indie comic creators. So.
I know, and it's wild. And when I first started doing this, like the one person I found that I thoroughly enjoyed was the Long Box Punk, Chris, over at CHK Comics. Mm-hmm. Great dude, and he was really the one that stuck out. He's more of a process guy, whereas I'm more of a let me take you on the journey of the creator type of guy.
Yeah, I need to hit that guy up.
He's terrific, man. If you go CHK Comics or Longbox Punk, and you'll find him. And I'm actually doing his anthology series right now on the podcast for his upcoming comic book. And I think we're going to be issue 5 in like 2 days, or episode 5 in 2 days. Mm-hmm. And that's ended up being a 7-part series. Mm-hmm. And it kind of blew my whole March and April schedule out of the water, because I was like, I got y'all. Because it was an honor for me to do that,
I bet.
He could have did it himself on his podcast, and they had asked me to do it. So I was like, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's great.
It is it's like, because I'm a niche within a niche within a niche, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like 3 times removed from the main niche of comic books. You got New Comic Book Day. You got guys who interview like all the big guys. I'm like, well, that's cool, but my access to them is going to be null and void, because they're not going to want to talk to a small podcaster like me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so I put it out there one day on Blue Sky, I believe it was, is like, hey, if any artist or writer out there wants to come on the podcast and talk about their upcoming book or what they have going on, I will happily talk to you about your book. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of, you shoot it into the interwebs, and maybe somebody with a name or somebody comes back and says, hey, yeah, absolutely, that sounds like a good time. And nothing happens for a while. And then all of a sudden, somebody hits you up. It's like, hey, I have this Kickstarter coming up. Can I come on and talk about Kickstarter and my upcoming book? I was like, yes. I'm like, because at that point, I was tired of doing New Comic Book Day, because everybody does New Comic Book Day, and I was just getting, lost in the sauce. Yeah. So I'm like, it was an opportunity for me to break myself out of that and do something else. Mm-hmm. And it worked out, because here I am over a year later talking to Steve.
And it's only the sky's the limit from there, buddy.
And I hope so, because it's one of those where, like, I intentionally don't chase after the guys doing bigger books. Mm. If cool, you're signed to Image. If you want to come on and talk to me, I would love to have you. Sure. But you're not my primary customer. The right. Steves of the world, CHK Comics of the world, Malcolm over at 615 Comics. Those guys are my customer, and that's who I want to put that spotlight on, and really just let these guys tell their story. And so that's what I do now, and yes, I
appreciate it.
It's the best shit ever for me, man, because I have like a corner of this niche that basically belongs to me and like 1 or 2 other people. Because I see people pop in like, hey, I have this podcast. If you want to come over and promote your Kickstarter, let's do it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's cool. Hey, if you got some questions, I got you. I will help you out. And then they're gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've run some non-comic book podcasts. I mean, and that's just people, you know. It's sometimes they think they want to be on a podcast, and then when it comes down to the wire, then they just flake out.
It's not easy, people.
Nope. Especially,
And I think when they realize how much work goes into it and how much of your money, your own money, because you're not making money at this right away, goes into this to just get yourself up and going.
Sure.
It's quite a substantial amount, you know, if you don't have a, you know, good day job.
Right.
So, but yeah, here we are, man. Let's break down the core of this book.
Okay.
We have Adam, who is our thief.
The Zero
Ark.
Yes.
The Zero Thief, yes. The Ark, who is the winged security force. And we have prehistoric Earth, which, you know, when I read through this and I looked through it, I'm like, dude, this feels just like that TV show in the 70s.
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost with 90s action.
It's funny. Everyone says, like, at least at the cons and stuff, when people flip through the book, they say that it feels 90s edge is the term I hear every now and then. I didn't do that on purpose, but that's when I grew up. That's what I grew up reading. Like, I loved the street level characters, like Nomad.
Oh yeah. Oh dude. Yes.
I had I read through Shadowhawk #1 like a million times.
We all did, dude. It was so good.
I mean, and despite, you know, how, you know, he's very divisive, but man, I loved and still love Rob Liefeld. I mean, I had X-Force #1.
Dude.
And
it wasn't until much later when I love the guy, right? Because I mean, obviously X-Force, he's one of the founding members of Image. But it wasn't until much later you grow up and you start to realize he's probably not that great of a dude. But I love his work.
Do you listen to his podcast?
No. I have a podcast, and like I listen to my podcast.
Right. Well,
it's not very that I don't say that to be egotistical or anything. But I do like to continuously learn. Right. And I always listen back. Well, obviously, I'm cutting clips out, so for you later. Sure. So obviously, I'm going to listen to it back. But as far as
all right, it would probably drive you nuts because he's not a very good talker. No. But his information is amazing, and he's got he calls them the receipts to like back it up, basically the facts to back up whatever it is he's talking about. And also Robert Kirkman has been on there a few times, and I'm always down to listen to whatever Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, I might go back and listen to that then, just the Robert Kirkman stuff, because
there's at least at least 3 or 4 episodes with Robert Kirkman, but anyway, so I mean, I at least wanted to have like the sort of energy of the 90s, at least I don't want to say extreme, but then also kind of like a very pulpy, like high concept sort of story or plot. So you could say it's basically like a John Carter, John Carter, or even like Flash Gordon with 90s edge and dinosaurs.
Yeah. So this is going to sound crazy. Did not enjoy the John Carter movie. Thought Disney messed it up. The book or the comic book of it, phenomenal. Yeah, even what was the female's name?
Deja Thors.
Her comic book, phenomenal as well.
Yeah. I mean, I did not hate John Carter. I remember it bombed. Everyone ragged on it when it came out. But then when I actually sat down and watched it, sort of divorced from the like the hype or anti-hype, whatever you want to call them, it's like this is good. Also, that guy was not a very good John Carter. I mean, John Carter is supposed to be a Southerner, but we know Hollywood's not going to allow that. And plus, he can't even pull off a Southern accent anyway. But that stuff aside, like I thought the effects were pretty, like it sort of had the soul, but then it faltered like here and there. And
it was, I don't know what it was. I mean, it started out fine. And then it just kind of went flat.
Yeah,
And
and I
I
think
hated that. But like I said, the book and the comic, phenomenal stuff. Deja's
right.
comic book, phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people don't even realize that, Star Wars, George Lucas took a lot of inspiration from John Carter, Flash Gordon, all that other
Mhm.
stuff. I like going back and, seeing the stuff that inspired like the other stuff that like really
Yeah.
worked. Like for some people, it's just Star Wars and then nothing even came before that. Or like, I know I was reading that even the Green Lantern Corps was inspired by some random like pulp novel called the Lumen or something like that. Like just
So the
something.
Lumen's a comic book.
I mean, it probably like or maybe it's the Lantern Men or something along those lines.
Yeah.
The name escapes me, but yeah. So yeah, pulp and '90s edge and dinosaurs and
It hits all those check marks, man.
all
It,
right.
it's such a fun read.
Thank you.
It's anytime I can just sit down and enjoy something for what it is and not read too much into it. There's no real like what's the word I'm looking for? I could turn my brain off and enjoy it and just read it for what it is.
Mhm.
And that's what I love about the book. Turn your brain off, enjoy it. You don't have to look at deep meanings of stuff. It's 90s action with the pulp noir to it. And there's damn dinosaurs and a hot chick. What more does anybody need?
Yeah, I mean, then in the fourth issue, I don't know if I can't remember if I sent that one over or not.
I can't remember. I know that I got issue 1.
If you like 90s style anthropomorphic superhero teams like Street Sharks and the Turtles,
Oh yeah,
one of them shows up.
awesome.
Well, they don't show up; they're created. But yeah, just one more sort of like twist, if you will.
Mhm. So, what makes Adam different from your typical sci-fi protagonist?
He's a pretty big jerk, especially at first. I would say he has a pretty clear character arc. He's very heavily inspired from like Snake Plissken and Ash from Army of Darkness.
Yep,
And
that's the same vibes I got too.
and also Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. Like,
Ooh.
I mean, I love characters when they can talk trash and back it up, and then sometimes not back it up. Like the original Deadpool, when he was dangerous and sort of insane, is like the best version of Deadpool. And then they added all the chimichangas and then him having multi-personalities, and that was just lame. But ironically, that's what the world wanted because then he blew up. But I digress.
That and they added just that few extra pouches to it.
I think they reduced the pouches as the time went on, but I guess it depends on who's drawing them.
Exactly.
But yeah, he's just a guy who I mean he was raised in a very poor environment. He never really had any friends or family or anything like that, and he was basically forced into being a thief because I mean he's stuck on this sort of prison planet for a reason that gets revealed later. And the reason why he's the zero thief is because he's basically smaller than everyone and is the quickest. So yeah, he botches his job and lands on prehistoric Earth, and there he meets someone that changes his life. Basically, I mean, if you want to like really reduce it down, if you could imagine, like if you went to like another country, like either on vacation or for a job, and you fell in love with someone, that's also Escape to Earth.
I like it.
And then you have to basically fight against the world around you.
Yeah, because this world does not play.
Right.
So how much of this storytelling is driven by visuals versus dialogue? Or how do you, I guess a better way to phrase that would be when you're writing Escape to Earth, do you put the visuals or the dialogue first? Do you write a full up story or do you allow the art to tell the story?
Well, I mean, since it was a screenplay first, I mean, it was very dialogue heavy because I also love dialogue, but that's not what you want in the comic book world. I would say the dialogue was drastically reduced as it went from screenplay to comic book format. And it's never even fully written until after I get the pages from Antonio. And then I go in there and sort of Marvel method it, if you will. And, sometimes, maybe I gave too many panels on a page, or something else got switched around, and a single line of dialogue like fixes everything, and or sums up the massive paragraph I originally had. And because people don't want, they want to read, but they don't want to read a whole lot, and you definitely don't want to cover up the beautiful art. So I'm just sort of I just follow the flow at that moment, and then I know that in the comic book world, the art comes first and the writer is the bass player.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not.
No, it's a hard truth. And I say it all the time, is the art tells the story, and the words are basically your adjectives to the story of the art.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite, there's been a lot of talk, because I guess there was like a big sort of argument. I guess Todd McFarlane said that story like wasn't that important, and that he could sell whatever just with images. And I mean, there's truth to that to an extent, but like the art gets them in the door, but the story keeps them there. And I mean, I think like an awesome sort of example of that is like, of course, when Image launched, all their books, sold like gangbusters, but a lot of the writing wasn't really there to keep people around for a while.
Yeah.
And then you sell out to DC. What's up?
Not until much later.
Yeah, right. That's when they got Alan Moore on, and Joe Casey, and people who could really because I imagine those guys, and I mean, and I love Image and the Image Revolution and all that, but I imagine those guys were so full of themselves, they just thought they could do everything back then.
I mean, shit. You look at Jim Lee, he's now the president of DC Comics. So I mean, you look at a lot of the stuff Todd did before Image was, I mean, he gave us a good Wolverine, and he gave us the best weapon ever from Spider-Man.
Sure. I mean,
and
one of those,
some good Batman too.
Yeah, I mean, but when Jim Lee is drawing Batman or Superman, he's not writing it though. They got someone else.
No, absolutely not. And Jim's at the point now where he'll do covers. He will go in and do some art on some of the books. And
sure. I mean, that guy probably never has to work again in his entire life.
No.
None of them probably do. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, anyway.
It's like, if you take Greg Capullo and Todd McFarlane, just let them run with something, money every single time though.
Sure. And like the same, I mean, look at what's going on with Kirkman these days. All the rock star writers want to work with him because he's proven himself as an amazing writer. And so everyone's like, oh, well, if I work with him, then that means buku bucks for me, and probably
but he only works with like a handful of people. He has like this many people he works with, like that he does all his stuff with.
Yeah, but he's been going through them. I mean, now that he's established, I mean, he's got he had the David Finch book, the Skin Breaker, and then his upcoming Terminal book. It's got like Art Adams on it. A couple of other rock star I mean, why wouldn't you want to?
Skin Breaker is really good, by the way. I don't know if you're reading that.
Skin Breaker?
Yeah.
I read issue 1. It didn't really grab me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the art was amazing. It just wasn't just the story I was looking for. I'm just like, but maybe if I stuck around, maybe it would have won me over. And there's still, I don't have a lot of time to read these days.
I know exactly how you feel there.
Yeah, I mean,
I literally just inventoried the last 2 months of comic books over the last 2 days, because they were just sitting back there in bads. I finally got those inventoried. I separated out the ones I wanted to read, so they're under a box or under my desk in a box, just waiting for me to pick them out and read. So usually what ends up happening is, the clips are doing their thing, I'm sitting here, I'll pick one out and I'll start reading.
Nice, nice, yeah.
So, but yeah, I try to read as much as humanly possible, plus what people send me. I try to read those.
And there's always the bathroom breaks.
Hey, you gotta go, man. I'm getting older, so
Ah, man, I'm just
when I
saying
got this office,
yeah.
I made sure the bathroom was right across the hall.
Nice, nice. So you can just grab a book, run in there, take care of
Exactly. Exactly.
Boy, this interview's gone into the toilet. Nah.
Hey, it leads us to, I'm going to attempt to pronounce her name. I'm going to pronounce it how I pronounced it. Ika.
That's her name. That's it. Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about her role in the story?
Oh, well, I mean, of course, I guess like most creators, you know, you wanted to have like she's almost like the opposite of Adam. Like Adam is basically, you know, your typical thief. He's good at running, although he does fight as well. Where she is very strong-willed, like hard-headed to a point. She's very like empathetic. I mean, she's she can talk to and control dinosaurs basically. And
that was where we were going.
And then when Adam shows up, of course, he's scared to death of dinosaurs, which I mean you should be, unless you can control them.
Yeah.
So they basically just sort of have to learn from each other. If after they meet, and so yeah, she's more strong-willed and grounded. He's figuring out how to live or like exist without being eaten on this on this planet. So he has no choice but to like trust her and take her advice. Otherwise, he's dead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He could just tell that dinosaur to eat him. Like, I'm done dealing with this BS today. Just eat him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But yeah, I mean the term strong female is thrown around a lot. But I mean she definitely is. She was raised on prehistoric Earth, by dinosaurs. There's no other humans around there, and there's answers to all these things. Why there's no other humans around, and yeah, so of course she's going to be strong, and also maybe not so trusting of a random dude who crash land onto her planet. And yeah, so they basically just have to learn how to work together from there to fight against the bad guys.
No, it's really cool. I mean, I know we use that term a lot, but I think every good story now at this point should have that strong female type lead, co-lead that isn't just there to be saved by the dude. Here she is saving the dude. And to me, that's just, I mean, you flip the roles, but in this situation, you make it work like really well, because this dude would be done without her.
And I mean, the same time when the Ark guy shows up, like she doesn't know anything about them, so she has to learn from him basically how to fight them. Yeah, so it's basically it's a give and take between the two. And there's sort of a relationship kind of. I don't want to say blossoms, because it's definitely more of a roller coaster than a blossoming. And then it just goes out from there.
So you do really well at balancing like the action in this and the storytelling. Like,
thank you.
How did you manage to because it could teeter, right? But it's hard to get everything to balance out the proper way. How did you get that to balance out that way?
Oh man, that was definitely part of the sort of growing pains going from screenplay to comic. And the one thing I wanted there to be is like stuff happening in each issue. And by that, I mean action of some kind, mostly, physicality and fighting or running from dinosaurs or whatever. Like the days, remember in the early 2000s when everyone was obsessed with decompressed storytelling and everything, where characters just like sat around and talked for an entire issue? It's like, that's not going to fly in the Kickstarter world.
No, and that's not going to get me coming back for issue 2 or issue 3.
Right. And at the same time, I don't want to do full on extreme Rob Liefeld where characters are fighting for 6 issues and then there's no character development.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
and neither one of them die.
Right. And I say that with love because I mean, I think like the first like 6 issues of Youngblood, they're like fighting in an airport or something, but whatever. Check it out for yourself. And so, I mean, I was just, and once again, I like dialogue and characters interacting with each other. So I just try to keep that to a minimal, like have fun, like snappy dialogue, and then bam, like there's a threat and something has to happen. And of course, like you got to have that cliffhanger at the end of the issue in hopes that people will come back. But man, like I don't even know if like and I would just wonder if your other guests have thought this way, if serialized comics for Kickstarter is the way to go. Because I mean, when I'm at conventions and I'm like trying to pitch to people, most of them say they're just going to wait for the trade. They would rather come back. I mean, it could be an excuse not to buy anything, but I understand it at the same time too, because it's hard to make indie comics and have them come out.
And I know a lot. There's been a lot of people here lately who will do the first 4 issues and then produce a trade and then kickstart for the trade, as well as, hopefully make enough to get started on,
that is
issue 5 as well.
And that is my plan. But I think for the next book, whatever it may be, like maybe it'll be like a giant size one shot or something like that. With, like I said, with whatever book it's going to be.
Yeah. I say I'm a big fan of one shots as well. Because it's one and done, right?
Yeah, you don't have to wait around. And like I feel like when I'm looking at the numbers of like the last 4 Kickstarters, it's obviously there was a lot of people who jumped on for number 1, and then for whatever reason maybe people just forgot and like never never checked their email, or they gave like a alternate email or something and just didn't hear about it. So yeah, I mean, I definitely see it that way. As far as doing the whole one and done thing, I see other creators, they don't, like, you can tell that there's a congruent story going from issue to issue, but they don't treat it like typical, monthly comics. And maybe that's the way to go. I don't know. Only the future will hold.
It's difficult, right? Because the market itself is such a finicky thing, and the market itself is predicted by a bunch of goobs.
A bunch of what now?
Goobs.
Are you gonna get us canceled? What? Huh? What?
It's just a bunch of dudes sitting on a podcast talking about
dudes. Okay.
No, I said goobs. GOOBS.
Goobs. Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with those goobs. They're great people. I enjoy not listening to them, but seeing what they have to say about the market of comic books. But however, what they say, so many people take as face value, and then I'll watch people rush out, buy that. It jumps that book for the time being, but then they go, this book wasn't that great, and I'm not going to buy it no more.
Right.
So that's when I say that, and because it's literally people will rush out and buy stuff, or like, oh, we noticed these 10 books were spiking in sales recently.
But this is more of like the mainstream that you're talking about, right?
Yes. But as far as like Kickstarter's perspective, I feel people want a consistency. Like you close out book 4, you immediately start providing updates on number 5. You know what I'm saying? Like it keeps their interest there. Like, hey, here's some early stills of issue 5, or hey, here's a quick glimpse of what's coming in issue 5 from a writing perspective. And you just provide them that small glimpse. It could be kind of blurry just so they can see a little bit of it. It just shows that people are working on it and you're working on it, because that's what I like to see.
Sure.
Or when I'm on the Kickstarter, the launch page or whatever, and I'm scrolling down, and then, if it's an issue 4 of a 5-part series, issue 4 is talking about, hey, we're already, a quarter of the way into issue number 5 writing it. So I'm like, okay, cool. I I like to follow the person, not necessarily like I want to be notified on the launch, but I follow the person on Kickstarter because whenever they do an update for whatever reason, I get that notification like, hey, Steve just posted an update to his Kickstarter, or hey, Steve just made this notification on this. And I like that because it keeps me interested and it keeps me glued to what you're doing. And that's one of the big things I like on Kickstarter, and how people can keep my interest on Kickstarter is by just providing updates on a normal basis. Like you're getting ready to launch issue 5 and you go to your issue 4 book, like, hey, issue 5 is getting ready to drop. Here's the link to the new one. And you can hop on and follow that.
Sure.
You start making those updates to it, and then people are like, oh, we see it's here and it's here and it's here. You take them on the journey through the book, right?
Of course. Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it keeps your interest.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely follow a bunch of other creators for sure on Kickstarter. Yeah, the weird thing about Kickstarter though is when the sort of normies kind of like enter the equation, like just random dude bros who I work with, and I sort of like mention offhand that I have my own comic that I created, and then they're interested because I mean, I assume that unless you're into comics, you're not going to be interested. But I think the way it kind of works,
you would be surprised.
No, yeah, that's what I'm going to say is like, but the truth is they probably haven't met anyone else in real life who actually makes a comic. So they're like, oh, this is cool. This dude standing right in front of me makes comics. Like, let me grab one. And, you never know, maybe it'll be worth money sometime. Yeah. But like, I noticed they don't have a Kickstarter, and some of them don't even know how to work it. And I got some aunts and uncles who wanted to support me on Kickstarter, and they couldn't figure out how to work it, basically.
Yeah.
And
it can be a little confusing because the main thing is in the middle, but then the support thing is on the same, like it's right there together, just off to the side.
Right.
So it can be a little confusing.
Sure. No, I mean,
it's not like Kickstarter provides a, hey, this is how we work. I wish they did. That would be kind of cool if Kickstarter created. Kickstarter, if you're listening, a lot of people, friends and family of people, want to back a book to support their friend and family. However, they can't figure it out, such as Steve's aunts and uncles. Help them out by creating a start here, or, hey, if you're looking to support somebody, this is how you do it. And just a quick video of how to do it or walk them through it. I think that would go a long way too.
And while you're there, Kickstarter, I'd really like Escape to Earth #5 to be one of those projects that we love. Come on, don't make me come down there. I'll come there.
You know how that happens, right?
You get a bunch of people to follow you on the pre-launch. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Whose palm do you have to grease? Or quick, give me some knee
You've heard of Backer Kit?
Oh yeah.
I think Backer Kit plays a role in that as well.
Oh, bro, this is like payola, like back in the radio DJ days, like paying people to play your song. This is corruption. We just blew the lid off of it here, Chairman. We're taking Kickstarter down.
Nah, we got to leave them around because I'm trying to get sponsored by them too.
Oh shoot! Allegedly. The chairman didn't say anything bad about it.
I want the Kickstarter logo. I need that Kickstarter logo at the bottom and them to grease my palms to have more Kickstarters on here, which I already do. I'm already doing it, Kickstarter. Kick me a couple of shillings.
Yeah, well, I mean, we should definitely follow each other.
A little coin for the Witcher over here. Come on.
For sure.
But no, I really like the platform. To me, it's easy to use once you figure it out.
Sure.
However,
it's just
some of the hard parts is like when you're in somebody's, like you're scrolling through and you're like, oh, I like that option right there. Let me get that option. Or when for instance, I don't own the first 4 volumes, so I'm going to want to do a catch up,
Oh yes, and
then in my head I have to remind myself that wasn't digital, was it? Because I don't want the digital version of it. I want the hardcover or just the floppies.
Mm-hmm.
For those who wonder why I'm saying floppy, it's a single issue is a floppy because it flops.
Don't you hate calling it that though? It sounds
I
like
really do. It sounds so weird. It sounds
like someone
perverse.
had erectile dysfunction. Basically, it's like if you're
Yes.
buying a floppy, you're not going to be able to satisfy a woman when you get her in bed.
Or old 3.5, which also sounds weird, but an old 3.5 floppy.
Oh,
That's how
that
big a floppy disk was.
disk. Oh, whoa. All right. I have a sick mind. The chairman has a tech mind.
That's why I said this is going to sound weird, but an old 3.5, and I'm all like doing this, and then I'm like, shit, that also isn't right. 3.5 floppy, okay?
I just outed myself as a big time gooner. Sorry, everyone. I'm sorry.
I mean, you live in LA, dude. I think that's just like one of those. Isn't that an LA thing?
Oh, sure, they're all having orgies out here, and and I'm sleeping my way to the top. Watch out, I'm going to be in the next Star Wars movie.
I seen Old School, okay? I seen Old School.
What happened in Old School? I barely remember that. All right, someone knocks at the door.
Here for the gangbang.
Oh yeah. Well, now they go out to. Well, they used to go out to this island, but that's old news.
I think that got shut down. I'm pretty sure that got shut down.
Yeah, pretty sure. Maybe. We're blowing off the lid of another conspiracy here, Chairman.
This is what we do here. This is what we do. We're so off the fucking rails that I don't even know where we are. We're jumping into issue number 5 now. We're here.
Yes.
Issue 5. Final issue, supposedly. Okay. When did you know the story would be here? Like, is it going like? Well, the question really says, when did you know this story would end here? But we all know how end here is. It means this is arc 1, and you're going to go prepare for arc number 2 with issue number 6. So words mean things. You told me final issue. That's what I'm running with.
Oh, good. I mean, it's definitely the final issue of this arc. And I mean, basically, just looking at the screenplay and just sort of extrapolating floppies from it, I was sort of made my way to, past number 4. And I was like, okay, what's after this? And I'm like, oh, it's the big battle. And we should probably wrap it up. Although I admit while writing it, it probably could have been 6 issues, but I think 5 is a good round number, especially for the trade when I eventually do one for or graphic novel, if you want to be fancy about it, and there's always room for stuff after that.
Yeah.
And, but I know I like being, as I was saying before, I like making it lean and easy to read. So basically I reduced the battle down as much as possible into the 5th issue. And then also, I mean, that's when all the big reveals of like the questions that are asked in the first issue, like why are they the only humans? Why did Adam even end up on Earth to begin with? Like all those questions and the massive battle all happen in number 5. And then that's it basically.
See, I like the fact that you're doing 5 issues and then committing to a trade paperback. And you called it a trade paperback because to me a graphic novel was always intended to be that way, a 68 to 72 page graphic novel.
Thank you.
Because I'm going back and forth on the story that I'm writing on whether or not I just want to do boom and be done.
Right.
Or do it like in what's her name? EB and Jess Silvetti, who Shadowlight, they do Shock-Headed Peter. They did a 3-volume graphic novel and they called it that, and I loved it. Because, and then I know people who like to do, I'm doing 4 issues and then I'm going to do a graphic novel on those 4 issues. Like, no, you're doing a trade paperback. Stop. Let's not call it a graphic novel, okay?
Right.
I get it. I 100% get where you're coming from, but that is called a trade paperback.
Right. I always hated at the beginning of the Walking Dead TV show when they were like, based on the graphic novels by Robert Kirkman. It's like, no, it is a comic book. Like,
yes.
Stop trying to sound fancy. Take the wine glass out of your hand. It's called a comic book.
Yep.
And some people call it a floppy.
So it's kind of wild, right? Because I love The Walking Dead when it first come out. Because at that
The
point,
comic
like,
or the show?
so we're gonna get to that.
Sorry.
I loved it. And I'm like, I know this is a comic book, and I went out and got the first trade paperback, Old Man Carl arc, right? Loved where it was going, and it went. And then these motherfuckers had the nerve to kill Carl. I'm like, Carl is telling the damn story.
Yeah.
You can't kill the man telling the story to his grandchildren. And I was like, done.
That's one of the many reasons why I stopped watching it as well. Like, to me, the comic was basically perfect, and the show went into too many ridiculous directions, and then they had all these side shows and stuff. I can't even. I remember. I think I watched up until maybe a season or two after like Negan showed up, which I mean, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan was great,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan in anything is going to be good.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is Scott and Dean Winchester's father. Okay.
And what in the Snyderverse, he's Thomas Wayne too, right? In the credits. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, you put him in anything, it's a win, I think. But yeah, and also I can't really watch the Invincible cartoon either because again, I thought that
my daughter just realized that. She's like, dude, the comic book fucking is excellent. She's like, this anime and the cartoon feels so cheap and it's not the right story, Dad.
Yeah, like, and like, you know, Amazon Prime shovels in a bunch of stuff that they think, I guess, the modern.
Well, they also have to tone it way down as well.
Sure, yeah. Like, I don't think we're ever going to see do you think they're going to do an animated version when Mark gets sexually assaulted by the one Viltrumite lady?
Yeah, no, they're not. And that's why I was saying
hot. Oh no, I gooned again. Sorry.
That would, they are not going to show that on TV. And I'm just like, no. Yeah. I mean, they showed this dude literally getting
no sexual assault in Escape to Earth. It's sexual assault free.
Hey, that's a spoiler right there. Because my next question is, without spoilers, what kind of ending are readers getting? I know you said we're going to get some questions from issue 1 finally answered, but is it also like, do you give us the setup for the next arc?
No. There's no setup for the next arc because as far as a sequel is concerned, I mean, I have ideas, but what I would really like to do, but my ideas mostly are for solo series and or a prequel, especially I know what I would like to see. I don't really know what my audience would like to see, but I'd like to see Adam's adventures on Iden, like the planet that he was raised on, as the Zero Thief. You know, this sort of like Mad Max, the dystopian, almost sort of cyberpunk style comic, but very pulpy. You know, him wearing his mask, doing jobs, stealing stuff, and then like leading up to the events of what ended up becoming Escape to Earth, like. The job that he took, that he failed, and then him ending up, on prehistoric Earth. Like, that's the one I'm thinking about the most.
You know what you could do is you could do a split prequel with Ika's side story and his side story.
Oh, you like a flip book, or like maybe
either like a flip book would be really dope.
Oh yeah, like Ika's early days on planet Earth. I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, I do have a few ideas, but that doesn't really grab me as much as I have an idea for like after the story, or after Escape to Earth, where she and the other female members of the Escape to Earth cast get kidnapped and put on a floating island that they have to fight their way off of, and it's kind of an allegory to a very very messed up story that you and I have already talked about earlier or made jokes about earlier. You get what I'm saying? An island. Yeah,
Yeah.
where strong female get to massacre a bunch of evil pieces of trash. Like,
Yeah.
I'd want to read that book. I mean, that's just me.
Dude, yeah. So I've actually read, well, I think last year, there was like 2 or 3 books like that come out, and they were like phenomenal comic books because they were just like strong female leads who just fucking slay everybody without like, oh, you wronged me? Cool, I'm about to flay you.
I mean, is it an allegory to that aforementioned real life story?
I don't know if it is or not. I
Mm.
just know that it is a bloody, violent, good read where the female lead just takes 0 shits, and like somebody looked at the character wrong and she was just like done.
I gotcha.
She's like, yes, I'm beautiful, but I'm not your beautiful, and just like popped the dude. I was like,
sure, yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
I was like, this is post-apocalyptic worlds and that kind of stuff, and
Sure.
I was just like,
That
all right,
sounds-
cool. I can.
That sounds
that works.
very, very Roger Corman, which is definitely
There's so much.
for me.
There's a lot of stories out there with some Roger Corman in them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, there should be.
oh, 100%, 100%. So, where are we?
Yeah, we were talking about the ending.
You are a tangent leading guy, man. I like you.
See, I mean, I shouldn't lead us away from talking about the book, but
oh
hey,
no, I actually scrolled down too. So I mean, I scrolled back up for something.
Mm-hmm.
But so closure or transformation we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally, what do you want people to take away from this from an emotional standpoint?
I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, of course I want it to be, on the surface, it's fun and action packed, but then also these are characters that are flawed and relatable. Ika is no Mary Sue, for lack of a better term. And,
Are you reading Mary Sue?
No, is that a book?
Yes, it's
The movie or the book?
The book, the comic book. It's currently ongoing right now.
That's pretty
really
funny.
good.
Is it like?
Yes, it is very
over the
it's
top.
It's ongoing. Oh yeah,
Who makes
very
it?
over the top.
Or what company?
I think it's Boom.
Okay. I mean, let's see. And so on the surface, you've got high action adventure, fun, and hopefully like fun, snappy dialogue. But yes, flawed characters that hopefully you can relate to. 2 characters whose relationship that hopefully you care about and don't like roll your eyes and be like, oh, this is sappy like BS. And then at the end of the day, it will be a fun ride that you will hopefully want to see more of.
I didn't want to give you bad
ladies
info.
and gentlemen. He's vomiting. No?
Boom Studios. It is Boom.
Okay. All right.
And they are on issue number 5.
All right. I will look it up.
Very over the top, Mary Sue. You'll enjoy it. But so let's talk about the Kickstarter, man. When does the Kickstarter go live?
It will go live next month. The what is it? April? So May. It'll go live the first Tuesday in May.
Okay. Are you doing a full Kickstarter run? Or are you doing like a short and win? What are you planning on doing there?
Oh, full 30, like always.
Okay.
Or I mean,
some
I don't
people
know.
like to do short ones. I'm like, dude, you could get. There's so much potential there for you to get more out of this. So why not just run the full 30?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a big enough audience to do like a short little 1 week or something like that. So, and there's like people I have to reach out to who are never on social media and stuff, and I have to like send it through their actual like text and the phone, like I said, the dude bros I work with who like are rarely online. I'm like, hey, look, I'm having another Kickstarter. If you want to see what happens in the final issue, and hopefully they click on it or not. So yeah, I take my time with it, even though 30 days still doesn't feel like enough sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you can always run it longer. You can always
Oh
do
yeah,
the.
no, but no, I don't want to. I mean, it's been my experience. You get a big bump at the beginning, nothing in the middle, and then a big bump at the end. So why draw it out?
No, I feel you. I feel you on that one. I know some people who they're like, oh, I'm going to run the extra on the end, and then they come back and go, no, we're not going to do it. They're like, there's too much risk and more people dropping out, so just end it now and call it good.
Right. And plus, I mean, and I was going to even forget to bring this up, like if someone misses it, I mean, I've got my own old school website where you can go right now and buy digital and physical copies of Escape to Earth. So if you're one of those people who like want to read the first 4 issues now, you can go over to reptilianmedia.com and I will send them to you, and you can be all caught up for the Kickstarter on May.
Link in the description.
Yes. Thank you for that.
So what are they getting on this Kickstarter campaign exactly?
Oh, I mean,
outside of the book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got T-shirts. We've got copies of all of the past issues, as well as most of the variant covers. The variant cover that I posted, or the cover for issue 4 on the that I posted on Facebook that I hope you saw, is another Sean Forney. I guess that will be the standard cover, and I've got another variant cover that's currently in the works. And aside from that, there's a few other things I'm working on. Let me ask you this, Chairman: Would you buy a fake NES cart of like your favorite indie comic and like to display on the wall?
Like a NES what?
Cartridge, a Nintendo cartridge.
So I was just at a con and somebody was selling those, like of different things. Like it was just a 3D printed NES cartridge with a I don't know if it was a final print or what it was, of like different comic books and different kind of comic characters. I think they're really cool. Would I buy one? It would just depend. Like it would have to be a very selective, like how fire is that cover that is going to be on
well
it.
I mean, I was thinking about doing one at least for like the issue 1 cover of Escape to Earth, maybe. Just I was just going to 3D print out a couple of them, and they're there.
It'd be interesting
if anyone wants them.
It would definitely be cool for what's in the box. You know what I'm saying?
What's in the box?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
That's my I try to do one monthly, but it's just
your unboxing video.
Yeah, my unboxing videos.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I got to do the Brad Pitt. What's in the box, man?
I was gonna say, on the final episode, you open it up and Gwyneth Paltrow's head is in there.
Hey, her head has had a lot of success in multiple movies.
Oh, and now she's got her own line of like vagina crystals. I mean, she's had.
Hey, that's cool and all, but her gory, bloody head from 7 has been in like I think 3, 4, 5 movies, and that's including the fact that it got lost for like 10 or 15 years.
The Harlem Globetrotters were using it as a basketball.
Yeah, it literally went missing for like 10 or 15 years, and then some prop guy found it in the back of a studio, and it's like, oh, cool, Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Let's use that in a horror movie over here.
And then he did a layup with it. It was amazing.
Most likely. I mean, if he was smart, he did.
Sure.
But no, that would definitely be something interesting to unbox on What's in the Box for me, from my perspective, because I like fun, quirky stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the sort of more random tiers, but that is and I've got Reptilian Media stickers. People usually buy those, and I don't know if you got a chance to watch the cinematic trailer for Escape to Earth, but the music and the background was composed by my friend who is a synthwave artist by the name of Drew Knight, and people will actually buy the MP3 or it's bundled in with like the full Brontosaurus bundle is what I call it, where basically you can just get everything in like one bundle. So yeah, and also, like I said, their last Kickstarter, for the first time I did a digital deluxe, which It was basically a digital version of issue 4 with the comic book script, as well as please don't anybody like throw any digital tomatoes at me, but I mess around a lot with AI just to make sort of like fun little social media images and stuff. And like I dubbed it as like the AI slop gallery and slapped it onto the back of the digital deluxe, and just to look at for fun. Nobody's losing any money. Escape
Yeah.
Room is made
No,
by human
it's
beings.
wild, right? Because I mean, it could be a great tool, and if you're not
Thank
hurting
you.
anything, anybody, then I don't care. I mean,
I
as
know
long
you're a fan. I know you're a fan, but yeah, there's some people who they've made it their
for me,
entire
it's a
mission.
tool, right? It is
Yeah.
it is a tool that literally any and every YouTuber out there is fucking using it.
Right.
I'm so
And
sick of people. As long as it's not touching the comic book, don't care.
and you
I'm
and
not
I
going to
we're
take away a job from somebody.
yeah, we're one man shows. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I assume the other members of the council don't show up to help you make your podcast. It's just you.
Here they
And
are.
right. And there's no other members
There's one sleeping on the job.
right. And
I don't know where the other one went, but she was asleep right there.
the other members of Reptilian Media include my son and my wife, and they just look at the pictures every now and then. They don't help me write, and yeah, all the other work is done by me. I also do the lettering, if anyone, and the logo designs and stuff. So yeah, no one's gonna help me out for free, but except for maybe a couple of a little bit of feedback from ChatGPT from every now and again.
Yeah, it's a freaking tool. As long as you're not using it to try to make money off of other people's shit, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the world's going, people.
That's right. That's right. Either get on the AI train or get out. Is that what you're saying, Chairman? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what I am saying is it's one of those where it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's no different from my hammer, my screwdriver, my drills, my saws, the car I drive to work in, the gun I hunt with, the bow and arrow I hunt with. Those are all
analog
tools.
synthesizer.
All this PC sitting over here, just tools.
Right. Well, wait.
Use tools
You're on a
good,
computer
not
right
bad.
now? Oh, I'm so mad. You're on a computer right now? I'm so mad. So I'm quitting.
I am.
Done.
I also have 2 screens.
Oh, let me know when you get a third one. Then you'll be like full-on 90s hacker.
No, I do want a third just so I have the TIE fighter set up.
Ah, there you go. Now you're talking.
Yeah,
oh,
that's the only reason I want it.
Star Wars. Use it to destroy Kathleen Kennedy's house.
Nah, she's. Let's let Dave Filoni run with it and see what we're gonna get out of it.
We're not gonna get anything out of it.
We'll see.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, we'll see. We'll literally see next month. I think or the end of this month. We got the Mandalorian and Grogu coming out, so. But I'll be there. I'll go see it.
Well, I'm interested to hear your thoughts because unless my son wants to go, it ain't gonna happen.
He'll go. Just take him.
I'll let you come by and pick him up. Son, this guy with a big beard that you never met before is going to take you to a movie.
Uncle Chairman's taking you to the movies.
Uncle Chairman. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Well, Grunkle is taken by Stan, so.
Let's see.
Grunkle Stan?
I don't know what that is, but Gesundheit.
What's the name of the cartoon? I can't remember. It's a cartoon my daughter used to watch, but they had a Grunkle Stan.
I see.
But so let's start wrapping this up, man. Otherwise, we're gonna sit here and bullshit all day, which would be entertaining for us, but probably not so many others. So for anybody wanting to jump in and do a comic book and maybe go back or finish a comic book like you are about to do, what advice would you give them?
I mean, before you decide to sink your own money into this thing, I mean, and if you're a writer artist, I mean, I envy you because then you don't really have the financial burden that us writers do. So if you're in the writer, like sort of packed the way that myself and the chairman are, you might want to do your best to build up an audience beforehand. I mean, you're basically doing it with this podcast. I tried to do it with my previous podcast, but they weren't real. I feel like they weren't real comic specific enough. So a lot of that audience just didn't translate over. I mean, a few of them did.
That's going to be interesting to see, because I'm wanting to hopefully, like, by the end of this year, do the first book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be interesting to see how what I do here will translate over there from a follower perspective, and how much have I actually learned from talking about tons of Kickstarters at this point to be able to reapply for my own. So it's going to be interesting to see. And to me, in my head, this is an experiment to see.
Hey,
so
that's how I looked at it as well. I was like, but I did promise myself to complete the story, because I mean, I don't know about you, and I don't mean to get on another tangent here, because I mean, when I started attending cons like back in the 90s, I loved Artist Alley. Like, the more obscure the book, the better. And plus, I was a big dollar and quarter bin diver. I mean, I discovered like stuff that I had never heard of before, like the Badger and like Nexus. I mean, there wasn't as much Nexus in there, but there was tons of Badger. And I could like basically get the whole run for like a quarter.
My first Howard the Duck comic book come out of a dollar bin.
And those original Howard the Ducks by Steve Gerber are awesome. Way better than the
absolutely
movie.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it is wild to think about.
Mm-hmm. And Steve Gerber is one of my favorites. I mean, but it's sad that Howard the Duck sort of got sidelined by that movie, and everyone just sort of treated him like a joke. But
he came back though. He was just in What If, and it was dude, I loved it. Like, just having Howard back on the screen.
The show?
Yeah.
Oh, like,
yeah, he was.
Did he look like he did in Guardians of the Galaxy, or how did it look?
It was the animated version of Howard the Duck, and he had the fun, quirky, just like off-center,
like
personality.
Straight out of the comic.
Yeah.
Oh, I might
it very much felt like it. It was just really fun, like just to have him on the screen, and his love interest, of course. He's a suave duck, so he's going to have a love interest,
right?
And it's the girl from Thor's wife's friend. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. So,
Kat Dennings.
Yeah, Kat Dennings.
Man,
her animated character is.
I don't find her funny at all, but I'll give it a shot just because you recommended it.
This show though is funny. Like it was just, like, I liked it too, but they introduced a new like character and everything. To me, it was a lot of fun. I like the what ifs because it's exactly that. It's a what if. So,
but yeah, definitely.
It was Howard the Duck. I mean, I love Howard the Duck.
Do your best to finish your story, build up an audience, and hopefully you'll be okay. There you go.
Yeah, dude, that's solid, man. Did you learn anything along the way?
I mean, I like a lot. I don't think I build up a big enough audience. And as I said before, just because you think that you know how to write a screenplay doesn't mean you know how to write a comic. Like, there's a big transformation between the two, especially in terms of like pacing. Like, dictating the pace is really important. And I feel like sort of like a lot of first-time comic book writers or creators or whatever, they don't really know how to do it. And you should probably read that Scott McCloud book, Understanding Comics, because like it wasn't until after I started, I saw it spelled out like in pictures, basically, how to dictate the pace between panels. And I was like, oh man, I should have read this more. I think I perused it before I started. I should have read the whole thing first before I jumped into it.
Like, I got notebooks full of just notes on my story. And I can literally, I'm at the point now where I can start taking those notes and putting the actual story together. But it's like, I'm still learning, like, and wanting to learn more about putting this actual story together on the paper.
Right.
And to give my artist directions to go.
Sure.
Because that's the key. Sure. Like, my words and my stuff have to give my artist the direction to go. Right. And like, what way does my character look? And, what is this and that, and like, are they in a forest, a city? What does that kind of stuff look like? That's all these considerations to take into account that you may not think about as you're writing your story.
And that leads me to another point, like, and this has definitely helped me a lot. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, hire someone who has more experience than you. Antonio has like maybe 10 years on me. So yeah, and I even told him like straight up, I was like, this is my first book. Like, so
yeah,
you, like, is that okay? Like, are you, and he was,
you would be surprised how many people will just be like, okay, as long as you can pay them, right, they will teach you along the way.
You got to have the cold hard cash, and then anything's possible.
Exactly.
You can have your own island with infinite parties.
Right,
isn't that right, Jeff?
We're leaving that one there. That's the last. I'm
sorry, I don't know why I keep bringing that up
today.
All right. Anyway, yeah, I think that answers your question, I hope.
No, absolutely, man. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and Reptilian Media, and it better not be a goddamn island.
I'm never coming back on this show, am I?
Oh, no, you're coming back. You're too fun.
Oh, thanks, man. But no, as I said before, reptilianmedia.com if you want to buy books and other merch. But if you want to keep up with our social, I mean, I'm basically Reptilian Media on everything. X, Instagram, even though I don't really check the X very much, but Instagram is the best place to go. I mean, you can follow me on Facebook as Steve Honeycutt. The other one is my dad. You don't want to follow him. I mean, but then you're just going to see like pictures of my family and stuff. So, but I do update about the comic there as well. So Facebook, Instagram, website. There you go.
But yeah, all that he just said is right now in the description of this video, and will also be on this video on the podcast side and on the YouTube side again later on. It will all be there for y'all to check out, and to make sure you click the Kickstarter page, hit notify me on launch, because again, we're launching the second Tuesday in the month of May, which is coming up really freaking fast. First Tuesday.
It's the 5th.
The 5th. There we go. May the 5th.
May the 5th be with you.
Wrong day, but hey, you were close. That's Revenge of the 5th.
Right. Looks like.
Come on, man. If you're gonna freaking parody Star Wars,
may the Force be with you.
All right, let's kick this guy out of here. Security.
I'll never work in indie comics again. I'm done.
No, you're coming back, dude. Even if it is just a bullshit, I don't care. We'll do like an hour of bullshitting.
Sounds good to me, man.
But let's wrap it up. So y'all know where to find Steve. So make sure you hit that notify launch button for the Kickstarter, because this is going to be a fun one. He's wrapping it up, so to speak, of issue number 5. But if you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of dinosaurs, if you're a fan of indie comics pushing the creative boundaries, this is when you need to be paying attention to. Make sure you check out Escape to Earth, number 5, the final issue, live the first Tuesday in May. Support indie creators, support original stories, and help bring these stories to life. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, this has been the USDN podcast, where indie comics come to life. Ladies and gentlemen, the Council of Nerds is adjourned.
It's a trap!